Hello, I'm Grandmaster Alexandra Kosteniuk and I'll be commenting for you one of my games of the World Blitz Championship qualifiers against Grandmaster Zoltan Almasi from Hungary. I'll be playing white. We play a 4-minute game with 2 seconds incremental time after each move. So here we go. I start the game with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, the real opus opening, knight f6, castle, knight takes e4, d4, knight d6, bishop takes c6, d takes c6, d takes e5, knight e5, queen takes d8, king takes d8, knight c3. So we see the Berlin Wall variation, bishop d7, which became popular after the match Kasparov-Kramnik in the year 2000. h3, h6, knight e4. So the game immediately after the opening got into the endgame, b6, b3. White has an extra pawn on the king side, c5, bishop b2, while black has a 2-bishop advantage, and so each opponent hopes that his advantage will be more useful in the future. King c8, rook a to d1. So there are many plans, many games have been played, and bishop c6, it's very difficult. Rook f2 e1 for white to prove that this endgame is better. a5 with the idea of playing a4, so I played a4, but for this game I chose a standard move order where I play b3, bishop b2, and I put my rooks on the central files, and then I see what plan black will choose. Bishop e7. I think this move is a mistake, and we'll see why later, because after this move I got a tactical idea which I realized in the game. I cannot say that after this idea my position will become much better, but I will get probably one more plus, a little plus in this endgame. g4, knight h4. In order to win in this endgame, you will need to collect knight takes h4, bishop takes h4. With every move you will need to try to collect as many small pluses as you can. e6, f takes e6, bishop takes g7, rook h7. And with these small pluses, probably at the end, you will be able to create something bigger. So now we can see that I played bishop e5, that the e6 and h6 pawns are weak, and if I'll be able to attack them, I might be able to win them. But first I'll need to create this threat. h5. So it's obvious that my opponent tries to exchange his weak pawns. So we see that both opponents have about 2.5 minutes till the end of the game, and I'm trying to find a plan to improve my position. Rook e3. I'm trying to consolidate my pieces. In Blitz it's very important not only to attack but to defend, especially your pieces. King b7. Of course my bishop on e5 is very well placed. For example, with this bishop black will not be able to play rook a to h8 and to create some checkmating threats on the h file. So I just played f3. h takes g4, h takes g4, c4, king g2, c takes b3, c takes b3, bishop e7. Although it seems that I've created some problems to my opponent, I won't say that my position is much better. I would say that it's about equal. My opponent has exchanged his weak pawns, the c5 pawn and the h6 pawn. Rook c3, bishop b4, rook c2. So now I'm trying to create some threats to the c7 pawn, and here my opponent should have played bishop d5, because right now my idea is to play rook d to c1. So bishop d5 would be a very nice solution, with the idea to attack the b3 pawn. But probably my opponent was afraid of knight f6 after that, with some complications, and that's why he played rook f7. And here I played rook d to c1, bishop d5. I took on c7, rook takes c7, rook takes c7, check, king a6. And I have an advanced pawn here in this position, so I play g5. As we know, the advanced pawn should be pushed forward, especially in the blitz game. After g5, my opponent played rook g8 in order to stop the g pawn. We see that I have 45 seconds left, but after every move I get 2 more seconds. So I'm trying to figure out the way to play. Finally I see that the only way to advance my pawn is to ask the opponent's rook to go away from the g file, and I play rook g7. Probably he should have exchanged the rooks, but he played rook c8 because he hoped for his pieces to create some threats to my king. But I continue my plan of advancing the g pawn, g6. And here we see that it's not that easy for him to create any direct threats to my king. Rook h7, while my g pawn is almost there, is almost at the end and ready to queen. Here is the final mistake, rook c2 check, because after king h3 the road for my pawn is open. There is no way to stop it. My pieces, especially my bishop on e5, is blocking the opponent's bishops from the g pawn. Rook c1 g7, rook h1 check, king g2, rook takes h7 g8 queen. And now it's a very nervous time of realization. In blitz you have to be precise till the very end, and you never know, you can make a mistake even if you position absolutely winning. So here I should have taken on e6 instead of before, but of course my position is still absolutely winning. So I'm improving the position of my pieces. I'm trying to find the easiest way to win. Here, for example, I should have taken on c5, queen takes c5. At the end of a blitz game, sometimes you just need to focus, to keep your concentration, because here I lost it for a second, but finally I got it back, and I understood that if I take on e5, I will get a winning endgame, and that's exactly what I need, because there is no way to mistake, and that's why my opponent resigned. I was very happy with this game, since I won against a very well-known expert in the Berlin Wall, Almasi.